Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Sunday morning and today we are back with the Summer Wells case. Yesterday I talked about Rudy Farias, which is an absolutely insane case. Go and check out my live if you didn't see it. But back with Summer Wells. This video isn't directly related to the disappearance of Summer Wells. It's more about the relationships between the people on Beech Creek. One theory as to her disappearance was that it was some kind of controlled abduction, that a number of people on Beech Creek know what happened. So understanding the relationships between the people in the area, I think, is important. Not saying that everybody in that area has knowledge about what happened to Summer. Of course, that would be ridiculous. But we know that the people on Beech Creek are, in some way, mainly all related, either biologically, by marriage, by adoption. It's been such a close-knit community over many generations. Everybody's a second cousin, third cousin, fourth cousin of everybody else. But with those kind of deep-seated generation after generation family ties, you have relationships that in some ways are very close, and in other ways it can develop family feuds. And then, of course, you've got people like Don and Candice Wells, who are complete outsiders. Although Don's mother lived at 110 Ben Hill Road, her husband William Gore bought the property. Don and Candice are still very much outsiders. They're not related to anybody at all on Beech Creek. So this video, we're going to look at the relationships between some people on Beech Creek, looking at some family trees. And I want to address an issue that arose a few days ago. And this was on Nana's Angels channel. Somebody who alleges that she knew Cotton Simpson, you know, the guy who Fred Hill has accused of being responsible for the disappearance of Summer Wells. So Roy Cotton Simpson, he died February 14th of this year, allegedly by falling off a cliff. And it was alleged by this person that Gary Simpson, who was the guy who was responsible for the abduction of Carlie Trent back in 2016 in Rogersville, different area in Rogersville than Beech Creek. But she alleged that Gary Simpson was the uncle of Cotton Simpson, yet they feel that this family is just completely rotten and abducts children. Well, that's not quite true. So that's what we're going to talk about specifically. It's important to not only look at the relationships and the links, but also to refute where there are no links, or no clear links anyway. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go.
Okay, I knew Cotton. I knew some of Cotton's extended family. Like, he had an uncle that was arrested for taking a little girl.
Did he?
Yes. This happened in, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I cannot remember the little girl's name that he abducted.
Betty?
Who?
Betty?
No. It was a little girl.
Yeah. That was a little girl back in the 70s, I think it was.
No, this was just in recent. I mean, back in, oh my God, when was it? My mind just went blank. But yeah, Cotton. I think he's Cotton's uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, he was arrested this was in like 2012, 13.
Yeah.
For abducting a little girl.
Huh.
He's in prison now.
So maybe it does run in the family.
There you go.
Okay, so she's getting some details a little bit wrong. Let's just talk about the Carlie Trent case for a moment, shall we? So this is Carlie Trent. She was 9 in 2016 when she was abducted by her uncle by marriage, Gary Simpson. This is from NBC News, published on May the 12th, 2016. Carlie Trent, the 9-year-old Tennessee girl who was allegedly kidnapped by her uncle last week, has been found after 2 local residents discovered her and her uncle on their property. And the uncle, 57-year-old Gary Simpson, is in police custody. Simpson has been charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. TBI Director Mark Gwynn said at a press conference Thursday evening, and authorities were planning on pursuing additional charges if warranted. After an investigation, additional charges were added. Filing date 12th of May 2016 for all of these charges. Gary Lewis Simpson, especially aggravated kidnapping, aggravated sexual battery. 2 of those, but 1 was dismissed. So, guilty plea as charged, and then guilty plea to a lesser charge. He took an alpha plea. And then this is the monster himself, Gary Simpson, Carlie's uncle by marriage. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to clear up. Carlie was found on the land of someone called Donnie Lawson. I've done Sheriff Ronnie Lawson's family tree, and I cannot find him having a brother, cousin called Donnie Lawson. So the suggestion that Donnie and Ronnie Lawson are brothers or close relatives, I cannot find that in the records. So if anybody knows how, if Ronnie Lawson and Donnie Lawson are related, let me know. I've asked that question many times before and nobody can quite work it out. There's lots of Lawsons. They may be related way back, but they're not close relatives. The second thing is that some people believe that Gary Simpson, this monster here, was set up. He wasn't set up. Look, he was caught on surveillance with Carlie, having picked her up from school, saying her dad had been in an accident. There'd been this massive family emergency. He and his wife had previously had custody of her, and when that changed, nobody told the school any different. So they let her go with Gary Simpson, and they were caught on surveillance in a store buying things like makeup, a bikini, like just weird stuff for someone going camping on someone's random person's land. Yeah, so not true. Gary Simpson was responsible. All the red flags right there. Buying makeup, bikini, like just weird, to go camping. And the fact that he eventually was charged with aggravated sexual battery, he pled to a lesser charge, but still, it's right there in the charge sheet. Okay, so back to what this person on Nana's Angels said about Gary Simpson being Cotton Simpson's uncle. Not true. They are related, but they are not close relations. All right, so it took me a while to work this out, but I started with Gary Lewis Simpson's obituary, because he died on April the 6th, 2022, and he was aged 63 at the time, so he was aged 57 when he abducted Carlie, 63 when he died. All right, so he's survived by his father and stepmother, Vincent and Evelyn Simpson. So we can put those into this family tree. So Gary Lewis Simpson married Linda Trent. Vincent Simpson is his dad. And then we just trace the generations back. John Floyd Simpson, Henry D. Simpson, James R. Simpson, Jeremiah Simpson, Jesse Simpson. That's as far as I needed to go. And then I went to Cotton Simpson's family tree, which is right here. All right, so Cotton Simpson's dad is Roy Simpson, and then we've got Jasper Simpson, I think his name was Lon, Henry Simpson, Jesse Simpson, different Jesse Simpson than I've just mentioned, Jeremiah Simpson. All right, so potentially we have a common ancestor between Gary Simpson and Roy Cotton Simpson. All right, so Jeremiah H. Simpson, 1795, married Elizabeth Lautermilk. All right, so we can now trace that back down. So Gary's ancestor here is James. Let's find It's a bit messy this because it's a work in progress, but let's find James here. Scroll across. We've got James. We've now got common ancestor, Jeremiah Simpson, and then 2 brothers. All right, so we can trace the family tree down now. So we've got James, and then we find Henry, and then we find John Floyd. Okay, and then we find Vincent, and then we find Gary. All right, so how are they related? Like, we have to scroll right out then. So we've got Roy Cotton Simpson here, we've got Gary Lewis Simpson here, and we've got their common ancestor right here. So these 2 guys are brothers, which would mean these 2 guys here are cousins, which would mean these 2 guys here are second cousins, which would mean these 2 guys here are third cousins, which would mean that Gary Lewis Simpson, who abducted Carlie Trent, and Roy Cotton Simpson, who's been accused of abducting Summer Wells, are 4th cousins. There you go. Not uncle, no, 4th cousins. They may not have even known each other. Who knows? That's how putting a family tree together works. Now, you may notice in the corner there, if that's on the screen, let me just move it across, that this is the Hill family tree. So I started this family tree with Ben Hill. And Ben Hill, who gave his name to, of course, the road that Summer Wells disappeared from. Let's find Ben Hill on here. Ben Hill. Here he is right here. Here's Ben Hill. And it brings in the Lights, the Simpsons, the Bernards. Here's Fred Hill. Here's Andy Bernard. They're all in there, guys. All related. I don't know how many people. I've got hundreds of people in this tree now. All linked together. The Beach Creekers. They're all in. Either related by blood, by marriage, by adoption. Understanding these relationships is crucial to understanding the Beach Creekers and ultimately, potentially, understanding the disappearance of Summer Wells. Alright guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I've been Michelle. Hope you're well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.